The Arizona Republic's ongoing investigation of an alleged sexual hazing scandal involving the Liberty High School wrestling team in Peoria has led to questions regarding how the school, the district, and Peoria police have handled the allegations. Joining us now is Hannah Dreyfus. She's the Republic's investigative reporter covering the story. And also with us is Brody Cobb, a Liberty High graduate. He wrestled at the school for 3.5 years. Good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining us. Hannah, we'll start with you. Liberty High School, is this a newer school in Peoria or in a more established area?
It's a more established school, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. What happened with this wrestling team? Give us a synopsis.
Sure. So what we're looking at is a pattern of behavior that seems to have gotten worse over the course of several years, as is frequently the case with behavior that goes unaddressed. Our story begins more or less around fall of 2023, when students start to come forward to parents about sexualized hazing incidents that were taking place on the team. That's when parents first brought this to the attention of then head coach Eric Brenton, who, according to the parents, said he was going to deal with the situation. When it continued to go unaddressed, parents escalated and brought the issue directly to police. Police then closed the case initially after just 6 days, dismissing it initially as just horseplay and saying there was really nothing else that needed to be dealt with. Since then, the police investigation has been opened 2 more times, and students, including Brody, have come forward with detailed allegations.
Three times Peoria police have opened this thing 3 times in 18 months?
Correct.
Because it's horseplay and because it's not that serious, according to what your reporting found?
Yeah, well, according to my reporting and the police investigation and police records,
yes.
When it was closed the first time, police watched video evidence of several hazing incidents, which are described in detail, and watched those and determined that because some of the boys in the videos were laughing, that therefore it shouldn't be taken seriously.
I got you. All right, Brody, as best as you can, talk about the hazing. How often did it happen? Where did it happen? How it was addressed? Give us, as best as you can, an indication of what was going on.
So my experience, it was worse in my sophomore and junior year, so it was 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024. Happened every single day. And it would happen in the wrestling room where coaches would be in the corner and watch it happen. So what would happen is the main perpetrators, the main guys that would do it, they would have a list of people that they wanted to get for that specific day, and they would hold that person down and sexually haze them.
Okay, there's a list of people. That would suggest that not everyone went through this hazing, or did everyone go through this kind of hazing?
Everyone went through this hazing because it happened daily.
Okay, but even the leaders and even the ones that were perpetrating this, they wound up being victims as well?
Yes.
And the coach is doing what?
Sitting in the corner on his computer, on his telephone.
Okay, from what you could see, in your opinion, did he know what was going on?
100%. Because he addressed it and told people to knock it off sometimes.
Did he ever egg them on?
No, never.
And when you say told them to knock it off, is that the extent of trying to stop it?
Yes.
Were you targeted?
Yes.
Were you targeted any more than any of the other wrestlers?
No, I would say that I probably got it the least because I was able to avoid it as much as possible, but it did eventually happen to me.
And real quickly, in your story, I think you mentioned it, someone mentioned it, there was peer-on-peer violence every day, in addition to this other stuff going on?
Yes.
What kind of, like, just punching people and beating, a fight club going on?
Yeah.
How did you get on this story, Hannah? How did you start with this?
Yeah, sure. So I actually inherited the story from a colleague of mine who had started reporting on this more than a year ago. He's since moved to a different publication, but I came onto the story actually just a few weeks, or perhaps at this point months ago, and I realized that there was a lot more to do here in terms of bringing this to light. I knew that there were students who had allegations that they needed to share and should be shared publicly, and I knew that I needed to hold school officials and police accountable for their handling of the situation. So that was an immediate focus for me when I took on the story.
And we heard horseplay also in your story. A student was texted, it was a rite of passage.
Yeah, that was a text from the coach. When a student confronted him about the escalating incidents, the coach texted back that this was a rite of passage.
And I guess he told the school, boys will be boys.
According to the police report
Yes.
and the school's internal investigation, that appears to be what the coach said when he was confronted with these incidents.
And Brody, I want to get back to you about how difficult this was for you to come forward, but I have to ask, the school's response, the district's response, we kind of talked about the police response. What is this, how's the school explaining all this?
Sure. I'm still holding their feet to the fire in terms of an explanation for not just what happened in the wrestling room with the players, with the coach, but why, when this was brought to the attention of the school principal, the athletic director for the school, and the district athletic director, why was the situation misrepresented to parents in terms of what was truly being investigated? Why was the coach put on leave and parents were told it was for recruitment violations when there was so much more at hand? So
Yeah.
I am trying to get to the bottom of that.
And he's still the head coach of the wrestling team.
He was the head coach until the day the story published.
Oh, okay. So, and what is he doing now?
Well, at this point, he's on paid administrative leave
Okay.
while they reopen investigation
All right.
into these incidents.
Brody, how difficult was it for you to come forward with this?
Very, very difficult. So I quit in December of 2024, halfway through my season, and I think once I finally got away from it, I finally confided in my parents about what was actually happening, because it was very difficult because it was so normalized in
Right.
that environment that I didn't think it was that bad. But when I finally got away from it, I was like, wow, this was messed up.
And there was peer pressure, I would imagine, to just go along. And was there peer pressure not to say anything, or was it just who cares if you say anything? That we're boys are being boys.
Peers and sometimes coaches would even say, like, go through your phone and delete evidence of certain things. They just didn't want it to be outside of the circle.
And I would imagine, on your part, there was fear of retaliation, right? Yeah. I have to ask you though. I mean, if everyone on the team was taking part, were you taking part in this stuff?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm very embarrassed about it and very, I regret it very much so. But I thought in that environment that if I took part in it, I would be protected.
And that's where the peer pressure comes into play. Yeah. What's next in this story?
What's next?
Yeah.
I think what's next is, first of all, taking a minute to appreciate the bravery of folks like Brody to come forward and not just to speak about their own experiences, which generally involves a lot of shame for survivors of sexual assault, to come and speak forward, but also to really step up and take responsibility for any part they might have taken in this. That shows a tremendous amount of strength. In terms of what's next in reporting this story, I'm making sure that the school's aware of their legal responsibility to open up a Title IX investigation into sexual assault that took place on their campus. So there'll be more reporting on that. I'm in touch with the Arizona Board of Education to see their response to this. And if we have to go up to the federal level to make sure that this is properly addressed, I absolutely will take the story there.
Well, Hannah, great job on this story. And Brody, again, it does take courage to do this. Congratulations on that. You've come forward and probably helped a lot of kids down the line. So thank you. And Hannah, thank you. Thanks for sharing the story. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Ted.